Hey everyone, welcome to channel McFae. My name is Not Enough, but you can go ahead and call me Yay. Now, if this is your first time tuning into this channel, please make sure you go ahead and like and subscribe, because we, you and me, are taking this journey to raise our consciousness by bettering our lives and achieving all of our goals through law of attraction principles and self-discipline. Let's get it. Alright guys, so really quick before I get into this video, I just want to reiterate the fact that I'm not trying to come off as like I'm perfect or I got my life together and I'm on the vibe of enlightenment and you guys are down there and you need to raise your vibration to get on my level. But I'm going to give you some tips and tricks to help you better your life. Okay, that's not me at all. Do I need to restate my little intro that I made? I know you guys like that, but my intro where I basically state that this is a journey that you and I are both on. So I don't want to come off as like I got this all together. I just do want to come off as anything that this is my passion. I truly believe in law of attraction. I truly believe in the principles that I speak of, and then also applying it. We can't get it just by sitting here thinking of it, writing it down, and then chilling, smoking a blunt, or watching TV and taking a nap. No, it's more than just thinking it and tweeting it. We have to actually apply it and make these rules. So if anything, that was my life. I was basically doing that. I was like meditating, getting my mind right, writing things down, but then I was sitting down chilling, going to sleep, or watching TV, smoking a blunt. Like I wasn't really applying anything. So my purpose of this channel is to basically just apply. I'm applying it for myself. I'm holding myself accountable by making these videos. But I'm also want to share and be vulnerable and honest with my journey, with hopes that it can better service your journey and help you out. You can take these shortcuts and tips that I'm using. You don't have to go the long way and learn like I did. I already applied these things. I've already learned, and my hopes is to help you learn and to hope you do better so you can go out and be great, because you are unique. You are one of a kind. You have a purpose, you have a job, you have a skill that only you can do, but you cannot really tap into it unless you raise your consciousness, unless you raise your vibration and get to it. So that's my purpose with this channel, really, is to just be of service. But that kind of touches on to the topic. So there's like a little smooth transition. The topic for today is basically when we feel unworthy, when we feel like we are enough. I want to get into that and talk about we can reframe, reprogram our mind to see our true selves, apply that true strength that we do have inside to make us better, and also to achieve our goals. I want to get into that, and also I want to get into why we even feel like that in the first place. So let's get this video started. And why do we feel inferior at times? Why do we feel like we're not enough? Why are we feeling like, we're not cool enough, we're not smart enough, we're not pretty enough, we're not strong enough? Why are we feeling those things? Like, how did we even get here? Who taught us that we aren't enough? Because yes, it's something that is taught, because when we were born, we knew we were enough. When we were babies, before we could talk, we would cry, scream if we felt some type of way. We would be happy, jump up and down if we felt happy. We did not care who was around. We didn't care what it was, because we felt whole. We felt like we were good. We felt like we were enough. That's how we were born. But then something happened and it brought us to where we currently are, when we're feeling less than. But I want to let you know right now, before we really get into this video, is that you are enough. You are perfect. You are uniquely and wonderfully made. You are divine power. and you are unique. Only you can do the thing that you are meant to do. You have the skill, and we need it. We need you here. We need your skill. We need your passion. We need your joy. We need your laughter. We need your intuition. We need your creativity. We need all of that. So you are enough. And I especially want to tell the Black community, my African American beautiful kings and queens, because we have our own really separate feelings of inferiority and feelings that we aren't enough, feelings that we are inadequate, and that is false. We know what's up, but we are all enough in this world. Just any human, anything, any living, breathing thing is enough. Okay. Now, I want to go back to what I just said. Like, who taught you that you aren't enough? And that can be taught through society, you know, from people, from magazines, culture, news, or just things that you're seeing in your life, and you can relate it to yourself. It's resonating with you, and things, if it's not on how the higher power sees you, if it's not on that level, then you're basically thinking it's not enough. If they don't see you how God sees you, how your higher power sees you, then it's lame. It's not where it needs to be. So we need to get that confidence within us. We need to see that we are enough. But we learned that through friends, through maybe through family members, really people that we probably don't even know, through stories, through books. There's a lot of ways that we can learn that we are not enough. But it is something that is taught. So with this video, hoping that this will be a spark of the unraveling, the unteaching that you are not enough. So a lot of the times that we are taught that we are not enough is because, unfortunately, we are comparing ourselves. We compare ourselves to celebrities. We compare ourselves to friends. We compare ourselves to our family members. And because we're comparing ourselves to anything, really, we feel like we aren't up to par because maybe they have a bigger house than us, or they have a better body than us. They have a prettier smile than us. They have a better hairstyle than us. And we just automatically feel like we're lacking. We automatically feel like we're not worthy, or we're not good enough because that person has it better. Now, guys, I'm going to tell you guys about my inferiority story. Like, I definitely felt that I was not enough growing up. Like, really up until, my teens, my late teens, and maybe even early 20s, I felt like I wasn't enough because I grew up with my sister. And my sister would always get so many compliments. She was so much prettier. She was she was friendlier, I guess. She was prettier. Now, we're 10 years age difference. So, when she was 20, I was 10. So I was comparing myself to a 20-year-old. That could be, another thing. When we compare ourselves to, someone who's not even in our same level, it's not even the same. Like, we're completely different. But just because we're different does not mean that one is better than the other. But that's going to get into my other tip. I used to compare myself with her so much that I would think, like, I was just lacking everything. Lacking the looks, the style, the confidence, just everything. And I carried that feeling. That I wasn't enough even when she wasn't around. It just was so embedded in me, and I truly felt that. It was truly a thought that I created as a belief because I used to think it all the time, that even if someone did say, oh my gosh, I love your style, or you're so pretty, what is going on with you, I would, because I had that thought embedded in me, I would just think, oh my gosh, well, they think I'm pretty now, but wait until they see my sister. Like, I'm not that pretty, I'm not that great. I would automatically put myself down. I wouldn't even accept that compliment or accept those good vibes because I had already made a belief that I wasn't good enough because I compared myself to something outside of myself. I set myself up for failure pretty much. So a tip as to why we are thinking we aren't enough and we're not worthy is because we are comparing ourselves to someone else. And it's so easy to do that in today's society, especially because, you know, we have social media, we have Instagram, we have Facebook and everything else, TikTok, Pinterest, Twitter, Snapchat. And we have all those things that are basically showing the highlights of everybody's life in our face. You know, flip it on Snapchat and I see Sally, you know, she had lunch with Oprah yesterday, and you know, tomorrow she's going on a ski trip with Diddy. It's like, what? Like, what am I doing with my life? Why is my life so whack? Right there, you're already seeing something from a negative perspective because you're comparing it with Sally. But we don't know what Sally's doing with her life. We don't know how she truly feels inside. She could have maybe spent $2 million on that lunch, just get it with Oprah. You know what I'm saying? We don't know exactly what she did, but that's what we see on social media. So we're going to automatically compare and think that we're not worthy. So we need to stop comparing ourselves. The only thing that you need to be comparing yourself, the only person that you need to be in competition with yourself is you. The person that you were yesterday. Everyone goes through struggles. Everyone has their issues. We don't know what that person is going through. So we don't know what they're doing. We don't know what is really going on behind social media. And just because you think someone is pretty does not take away anything from your looks. Or just because you saw on Instagram that someone had a pop-in night, that does not mean that your night was whack. If you survived the night, I think that is a win, because not everybody survived last night. Just because you see someone else is having a great day or someone's having a great life, it shouldn't take away from anything in your life or anything that you do, all of your accomplishments, all of your accolades. It should not take away anything of that. I was able to reframe my mind is that when I see positive going in other people's life, or just someone else where my mind could start to think that that person is doing better, I see it as a blessing. That one, I was able to see it, I'm able to take it, so I'm able to have it in my mind and imagine that that could be me. You know, so really that kind of makes me pump. Shout out to one of my really close friends. I remember we had a whole conversation one day, and at that time he was telling me like, man, I make like $200 in a day. And at that time he told me I was making $200 a week. But when he told me that, something went in my mind like, yo, he's making $200 a day. Like, we're not so different. I could be making $200 a day. So if anything, with him telling me his story, I didn't get mad. I didn't compare and like, something I'm doing is not right. He's just so much smarter than me, or he's just so much cooler than me. He has better whatever than me. So this is why I'm only making $200 a week. No, I saw that as motivation. I saw that as, you know what, we're friends. You know, it's close alignment right here. You know, this resonated with me. So if it resonated with me, this just sparked my mind. Like, he can make $200 a day. I'm about to make $200 a day. And yes, shortly, like, I did just switch up my whole mindset. You have to reframe your mind when you're comparing yourself with someone. If anything, when you see that someone else is doing better, or you feel that someone else is doing better, let that be a motivation. Let that inspire you. Let that give you fuel to maybe see how you can do just that, or how you need to step it up. If you feel like someone else has a better body, let that motivate you. Like, yo, I'm about to be in the gym tomorrow. She just boosted my whole energy. Like, she thinks she good. Yo, I'm about to be right there with her. Like, you know, let it be a game that you play where you're always winning. Because even when you think you're taking an L, it's still a win because you just learned a lesson. Another way that we could be feeling inferior is because we are putting definitions on our interpretations. So if you're feeling unworthy because you just broke up with someone, you just got dumped in a relationship, and you're feeling like, oh, I wasn't enough for them. I wasn't cool enough, or I wasn't smart enough. I wasn't loving enough. And you're just feeling down and sad because of that. turn that around. Like, you put that negative interpretation on that whole situation of you being dumped. The only fact in that situation is that you guys are no longer together. But if anything, it could be a blessing. It could be something that happened, that the universe made happen, because you were so smitten by this guy that you didn't want to let go. But the universe had to let y'all go so, you know, your Prince Charming could come into your life. Or you could have some time to be with yourself. Like, you probably need some time to grow. So nothing is negative or positive. Everything is neutral. But it's the interpretation that we give it that will make it a negative or a positive. And when we give things negative definitions, that's automatically going to make us feel like we're inferior. That's automatically going to make us feel like we're not worthy and we're not enough. So if anything, we just need to switch up the dialogue that we have. We need to switch up how we see things in our lives so that we can really see the positive in it, or just leave it how it is and don't have that take away from who you are as a person or what you're doing in your life. It shouldn't, because nothing does. We are perfectly made. Another way I can see us as feeling unworthy or that we're not enough is because our focus is off. Like, what are we giving our energy to? We're probably focusing on the past. We're focusing on things that we cannot control. So we have about 65,000 to 75,000 thoughts a day, and 90% of those thoughts are recycled thoughts from yesterday. So if you were thinking that you're unworthy yesterday or you're not up to par yesterday, you're going to be thinking that again today. So we have to be aware of our thoughts, be aware of the focus and the attention we are giving to our thoughts, and then take a hold of our thoughts and be conscious of them so we can switch up the dialogue. So if we're conscious of our thoughts, we're able to be aware of what we're truly saying to ourselves. And if it's focused on the past, things that we cannot control, things that are going to make us feel inferior, then switch it up. Feel superior. Feel better than. And I'm not talking about from an arrogant, like I'm better, narcissist kind of way, but just feelings of confidence within yourself. Knowing that only one of you are the only one of your kind that is made. No one is like you. Even if you have a twin, no one is like you. You have unique thoughts. You have a unique passion. You have a unique goal within your life that you have to find and you have to bring out. So next time we are feeling unworthy or just inferior, stop it. Stop that thought dead in its tracks, because it is a lie. We are 100% perfectly divinely made. No one else can do our job. Only we can, and we about to kill it. We about to kill it this week, okay? So guys, thank you so much for tuning into this channel. I want to say thank you for the support I have been given so far. I have some amazing friends that fill me up with positivity. And even when I'm feeling unworthy or I'm feeling I'm not enough, because I did this last week. That's why I made this video. But I had to remind myself, like, actually, I'm the shit. I don't know about you, but I know I'm the shit. And I just want to let you know that I want you to get that belief in your head as well. You got this. We got this. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Please go ahead and like, subscribe, and share. Share it to your friends who are feeling like they're having a down week, or friends that feel like, you know, they don't feel like they're up to par. They don't feel like they're good. They just got dumped, or whatever it may be. Share with them and let them know that no, they are perfect. They got this. We are worthy beings. All right? Share the love. Share the vibe. And until then, I will see you guys next week. All right? Bye.